Peace, fam. My name is Nika. Welcome to Nika Knows. I'm hoarse. I did a sound check, and it seems that you'll be able to hear me. I hope so. Y'all, so I came to just pass on the message that I got, the messages that I got in church about faith. And I don't know where the video gonna go, but it will be reflected in the title, so you know where we're gonna get to. All right. So one of the first things that started me thinking about sharing this message was the pastor said he went to John. I'm not. Anyway, he went to John 5:1-9, and he was like, he told a story where the people would be in the water, the blessed water, and at a certain time, you know, the angel would come and stir up the water, and whoever jumped in the water first would get to be healed. And so Jesus was in the area, I guess, and went and seen a man, and he asked the man, I don't know if he asked him this first or later, but it was clear in the story that the man, he, you know, for 38 years, he was ill. I guess he couldn't walk or something. And he wouldn't get healed. In the story, let you know that he wasn't getting healed because he couldn't get up and get in the water. So whenever he get ready to get in the water, somebody else would get in the water and he wouldn't get healed. So Jesus asked him, "Will thou be made whole?" And I don't know the specifics of like exactly the wording. You can, if you into the Bible, you can go check the Bible out, right? Or you can, if you can Google this, right? John 5:9. But this is the question that made me feel some type of way. Where I'm at in my life, y'all, where I came from, I'm like in a way different place now. I'm much better, and it's because of faith. So when God asked him, "Will you be made whole?" I don't remember what he answered, but God told him, Jesus in the Bible told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and go." And the man stood up, and he picked up his mat, and he went. So for 38 years, he couldn't walk. But on this day, God said, "Stand up and walk." He could have said, "Jesus, you know I can't walk." "Jesus, I've been lame for 38 years. You know I can't get up." That ain't what that man said. That man had faith. And he knew, he had some type of belief. And I'm telling you this to get to my story, right? Not necessarily tell you my story, but and y'all know this channel is about my story. I tell you my stories. But it's to say, it's the faith that you have. Many times in my own journey, I have limited my blessings, I guess. Because, you know, like, one of the things that would hurt me so much is when I tell my friends, I tell people who care about me, who checking in or whatever, something I'm having trouble with. A lot of my conditions are what they call irrational. So it don't really make sense. You know, I can't wash the dishes. Why you can't wash the dishes? I don't know. When I get close to the water, I can't get past the water, you know. And that example is not the best for what I'm trying to convey, but it is something to get to this piece of the message I'm trying to give, which is, it will hurt me so much when they would expect me to be able to do something that I knew I could not do. And, you know, last week, for a long time, y'all, I had been needing to get my daughter's Social Security card. But I have trouble going to the Social Security place by myself. And, you know, I would have trouble going to many places by myself. Not all places. And it wouldn't be all the time. It'd be sometime, right? And I would never know when that time gonna be. But so we went, so somebody from the ACT team, which is the team that help people who need a little bit of help. So I'm somebody who just need a little bit of help. You know, I got most of my stuff together, but I need a little bit of help. And so, so somebody from my ACT team, was assigned to bring me to the Social Security office so I get my daughter's Social Security card. And this is important, like I needed to put it on my lease, you know, stuff like that. It's been held up and held up. I've been hoping her dad would give it to me. He won't give it to me. That's another story. So we go to the Social Security place. The woman need to leave. I'm like, no, you can't leave me here. I can't, you can't leave me here. Long story short, we were supposed to go 2 days later. Some kind of way I didn't have everything I needed. We were supposed to go 2 days later. I got up and dressed and ready to go. And she had to cancel. So I just decided to go. I just decided to try, you know. I went. The whole day was productive. Y'all, I did most stuff that I did damn near the whole year. And I did a lot this year. But I mean, I was in offices, I was in places, I was doing printing, I was getting my stuff together on this particular day. Now it could be that God just blessed that day for me. I don't know. But why am I saying this story? Because there was a time that I knew I couldn't do it. So it wasn't gonna get done. Now I'm not saying that there are people out there that have disabilities that are not real, that, you know, I'm not saying that my disability or inabilities are not real. I'm saying that there came a time where even where I wanted to think I knew that I couldn't do it, I found out that I could. And what if this could have happened a long, long time ago? What if, and I ain't saying that it's all over. Like, if you ask me to go to Social Security place today, I might try to go. But ain't no telling if, once I get to the elevator, if I have to be rescued. I'm trying to say that no matter what the disability is, no matter any of my inabilities or disabilities, I got faith. I believe that this is not going to be where I am for the rest of my life. This is something I know, all right? Even though I know and this and this and this, I can't, right? Or I have a hard time. I tell my daughter, don't say what you can't do. Say it's hard to do it. Because maybe if you have help, you can do it. Or maybe if you try later, you can do it, right? But I'm using the word can't because that's the word I've used. That's the thing that would limit me sometimes, knowing that I can't. Also, I got faith though that it's not gonna be this way forever. How it's gonna change, I don't know. I didn't know that I was gonna have to go through homelessness to finally have a house that somebody can't take from me. You know, just because they mad. Like, my landlord could do some stuff to try to get me out the house. But she gonna have to do a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You know, in 2012, when I got diagnosed, I started off with severe depression. I don't think I shared my diagnosis on this channel, but it's schizoaffective disorder. And I explained in another video what that is. But what it amounts to is, for the purpose of this video, is sometimes I wouldn't be able to leave out of my house. I'm still intelligent. I'm still taking a bath and getting ready and getting pretty. And sometimes there would be like depression, so I couldn't really take a bath. I didn't feel like I could take a bath. Or I didn't have the energy to do it, or something like that. But I would be shut in, locked in the house. I can't go out. I'm scared. I'm scared of outside. I'm scared of getting into getting into it with people because of a misunderstanding, or, I'm scared of getting overwhelmed. I'm scared. I'm just scared. Just having fear, period. Just scared. Just standing in the door, dressed and ready to go. Can't leave unless somebody come and get me and meet me and come with me to where I'm going. This is way in 2012. I was still able to work and stuff because I had boyfriends while I was working. And they would be the people who would be with me. Why am I saying all of this? I don't know. Maybe this is for somebody. But one thing I knew when I got diagnosed was that I had everything in me I needed to heal myself. I didn't know exactly how, biologically, scientifically, and even spiritually, exactly how that was the case. But I knew, right? So I fought a lot, and then at some point I realized I need some medicine. Excuse my language. I need some medicine, I know. And so I would go on this path with the medicine, still learning and trying to figure out how I can be mad free and stuff like that. And at some point, the way God works, the way the universe works, the way faith works, the way your belief in the way your belief works, the way my belief works, the way my belief works, the way my faith works, right? It's like I'm stuttering because I want you to know that you can call it whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. I posted up right here because I want y'all to see my okra plant. The flower grow, then it fall off, and then it become an okra. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but I don't want to forget about that plant. Because that's why I came, sit out here in the sun, because I want y'all to see my okra plant. I'm so proud of it. But the way my faith works, right? So I knew I didn't want to be on medicine. Not because medicine bad, but because I'm a spiritual person. Always, right? Whether I'm, I grew up a Christian, not necessarily a Christian now. I go to church, but that's another video. I'm a spiritual person, which means that I get messages from God, from the universe. And that can be the whole diagnosis, right? It could be the whole diagnosis. You call it what you want. When I take medicine, I lose that. That means I also lose the thing that grounds me. I lose the intuition that helps me to know which way to go. I lose, I completely rely on my ability to read faces, to read tones, to read body language, to read, because I don't really know. There is something in me with the medicine or without the medicine that make it to where I'm not understanding people the way other people understand people. So I have to learn how to understand people, right? I have learned how to understand people. In one way, without my intuition, I have throughout my life, I've studied body language. I've literally read books, watched videos, sat and watched people to confirm what I have learned on body language, on eye movement, on hand movement, on handwriting, on facial expressions, on names, on astrology, on characteristics of people. Through astrology, through mythology, through I have had to do this because of my difficulty perceiving what you would expect a person to perceive from another person. And this is from when I was a little girl. So when I was a little girl, I was spiritual. I was led in my understanding. I have a little sister who is only a year and a half younger than me. So she pretty much guided me and guarded me. Now, I was the fighter. She wasn't the fighter. I was the fighter. So once I found out that you were trying to mess over me, it was over for you. But she was the one who would let me know. She was the one who would get worked up about it, and then I would know it's fight time. It's an issue has happened, And I say that to say that I didn't always just know. But I did have faith. I did have, a guidance to kind of guide me. But when I got to where I had to start taking medicine, I lost that guidance. So I really had to rely on the things I had learned physically. The things I learned physically on reading people and stuff like that. So that I can communicate without getting messed over, without being misunderstood. You may find that I really try to choose my words right, and be real specific, because I don't want to be misunderstood. Because somebody can walk away from a conversation with me and be hurt and be offended, and I won't know. And it's not because they didn't show it. It's just because I didn't read it. I didn't perceive it, right? Now, at this point in my life, I'm pretty good at what I do. Every now and then, every year or so, I kind of go away for months and months at a time. I stay in the house, and I lose a few of those skills, but it all come back like riding a bike. But what I'm saying is, at this point, I'm pretty good at it, so I can, I'll be all right. Man, I feel like I'm saying so much, but I don't know if I'm making my points, because there's so much to be said about faith. I live on faith, right? When I have medicine, when I'm on medicine, I went 4 years without medicine too. I started talking about the diagnosis and the medicine to say that, to get to the story about how I got off of medicine, which is a video, which was supposed to be the very first video of Neka'sLivedIt's channel that I still haven't done yet. That at some point I'm gonna do, right? It's so much into it, and I ain't even need to get into it. What I'm trying to say is I was trying to get to that story because I had faith. The way my faith worked, I had the belief. Because I had the belief that I didn't need medicine. I didn't know how I could get to where I didn't need medicine, but I knew that God had given me everything I needed to be well enough to not be relying on the medications that cut me off from God, from what I felt the presence of God, right? So the medication will help me to be able to work and stuff like that, and not, be depressed too much and stuff like that. It wouldn't keep me from wanting to commit suicide. But it helped. It had its pros. There was a time where I knew I needed medication. I needed the pros of the medication. And I also knew that I needed to get to a place where I didn't have the cons of medication. The cons, the CONS. I had to get off of medicine. Eventually, a situation happened. The way my faith worked, it just led me to a situation that forced me off of medication. Very divine. And then for 4 years, I went without medication, and my life was not bad. My life was good. And I'm thinking as I'm saying that too. I became more of an artist. I wrote so many songs that people say healed them. There's a song circle that I'm planning to go to today, even though I'm hoarse, y'all. I was able to make a little small business of my songs to make like a therapy circle, called a Kendor's Hoop. Y'all can look that up. AKENDORS Hoop, HOOP. You can find some of my music, and please support if you do. Like the videos, share those videos. This channel is more of a private video. I just want to inspire you. I want to share my story. I want to make my life not in vain. I want to make my amazing, that's about me. I live off faith. I have faith. And what I got out the service today and from that story is that we have to be willing to say yes. I will be made whole. And that don't mean that in the present moment, you can't say, I can't do something. But when the time comes that the universe, that God, that a family member, that yourself, your higher self asks you, will you ever be made whole? Your answer has to be yes. It can't be I don't know. It can't be no. It can't be I can't. It can't be, well, you know, this, and that. It cannot be that. It has to be yes. It has to be that click in your mind that checks to see if I can do it. So when this man who been lame for 38 years, he thought that he was going to get in the water and be whole. He believed that. That's why he stayed there. Also, he was a beggar. So that was how he was living too. He was able to survive, stay alive by being by that water and begging people to take care of him. So that's something too. Sometimes we have to rely on our disabilities so that we can feel like we can live, we can survive, you know. I needed to rely on my disability so that I can have someone, so I can have a caregiver just for one part of my life, who would be with me at work, you know. I live with him, I work with him, you know. At one point I dated him. Then he became my caregiver at some point. He's my best friend now, you know. But I needed to be able to say I have this disability and I need help to have that help, right? But there was times where he wasn't there. I figured it out. What I did was I would get other people to be my makeshift caregivers. I kind of lost my point with that one, y'all. But I guess I'm trying to point to being willing to let go of the disability or the inability or the incapability so that you can be able. And that was a big prayer of mine in 2017. That was like my most consistent prayer. I just want to be able. I want to be able. I want to be able to wash the dishes when I want to wash the dishes. I want to be able to go to a public event when I want to go to a public event. I want to be able to go to the food stamp office because I need food stamps. And I have to rely on somebody else to do my application for me and then be without food stamps. When the food stamp people say you need this, and that, and they cut you off. I still ain't got food stamps today. I do have faith. I think all of these things in my life happen for a reason. Another thing, the pastor was, his name was Larry Campbell, I believe. Larry Campbell. Tall, dog man. He was saying, I forgot that quick. Maybe it's not that important. Maybe I should tell you some ways that faith worked in my life. When I think about faith, I'm just thinking about how things happen that I could not have seen. I'm thinking about how my prayers came to pass. And, you know, I had faith that they would. But I had faith that it would in a certain way. And some kind of way, some other stuff happened to where I still got what I prayed for. I didn't get it how I thought I was going to get it. Many times I got it better than I thought I was going to get it. But in the end of the day, I got it. I got my house. I got my garden. You know, got some basil growing. Some miracle leaf. Amaryllis flower. Got some lemongrass over there. Rosemary. Ginger. A native plant. How you doing? All right. And my okra. Now my faith says that I'm going to be in a bigger house that I own. That's mine. It has a huge kitchen, plenty of storage space. very easily cleanable kitchen and appliances. Beautiful bathroom with a tub and a glass shower with a window in it so I could get some real light. And mirrors, because I like mirrors. And to keep my motivation, to keep my body right. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm going to have a nice bedroom, but I'm going to have amazing backyard with a garden, with food that I plant, that I eat, that my community eat, that my child eats, that my child learn how to forage. Not because one day she's going to have to survive, but just to keep the information going from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how this is happening. I don't know if I'm going to get married to a wealthy man and it happens. He give me a house, put it in my name, and now I got a family with all this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to hit the lottery. You know why I said that like I ain't got faith. I don't know if I might hit the lottery. I'll say that. I might hit the lottery. Hire somebody to help me to manage my finances. You know, help me to get a house and stuff like that. I might publish one of these books I've been sitting on. You know, get big. Somebody might discover my videos. Say I want to give you a talk show. Y'all, I'll take a talk show. I could be the interviewer or the interviewee, okay? I receive all blessings. I believe that everything is possible. That was the thing in the service that guy. He didn't say this, but this is what faith is for me. That man, when he was sitting at the water, waiting for a miracle, he believed that it was possible that he could walk again. Surely, if he did not believe, when Jesus said, "Will you walk again?" he would have said, "I don't know. I've been here for 30 years. I can't get no water. I don't know." That ain't what happened. He checked to see if he could walk because he believed it was possible. He moved a toe. He wiggled a toe or something. He checked to see. And I need y'all to check and see today. Can you do something that you thought you couldn't do before? Can you do something you thought you couldn't do before? Can you go to a place you thought you couldn't go? Can you have a difficult conversation with a person you thought you couldn't do 7 years ago? Can you comb your hair with your arthritis? Can you do something you could not do before? Can you do something that you know you couldn't, that you can't do? You know, some people, they catch strokes. They know they can't move parts of their body. But some of those people have faith. Some of them wake up and they can move. Some of them exercise other parts of their body. They help other parts of their body, and then they begin to move. Some people go to therapy and they learn how to move again. But they have a belief that it is possible. If they thought it wasn't possible, they would never go to therapy. What am I going to therapy for? If I know my hand ain't gonna never work. What am I going to therapy for? You know? But if I have a belief that it's possible, and I mean some people go to therapy and they don't ever work. You know, faith will get you there. Some people have faith. They go to therapy. It don't work. But some kind of way, the other hand and their toes maybe, or just the other hand, begin to be able to do things that this hand couldn't do. So the things they needed 2 hands for, they only need 1 hand for. You know? So they still got their hand back, honestly. But you gotta have faith. I got faith, y'all. What can you do today that you couldn't do at a time when you knew you couldn't do it? I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm thankful for you. Like the video, share with people who can use it. And y'all go on Sparker, y'all. Mwah.